What happened? How did everything that was so good get so bad?
You have this illusion, we all have this illusion, that we're in control of our lives. In your life, you have very few moments of lucid clarity, and in those moments, you decide really important things, and most of the time, we have these aspirations, we have these dreams, and we think about them. We're sitting on our couch, we're going for a run, something strikes us, and we say, yeah, that's what I should do. I should do that. Oh yeah, I need to quit smoking. Oh yeah, I need to lose some weight. You know what, I should start a running program. Oh, you know what, I should build an application. I should build my business. You know, I really wanted to take acting classes as a kid. I should do that now, right? You get this idea, right? And it's a great idea, it's a great vision, but you don't follow through. You might even remember it the next day, and you might take one step towards that goal, but then after a couple of weeks, you've suddenly forgotten it. You're doing something else. Most of our lives are run on autopilot. We don't have as much control over our lives as we think, right? We only have those few lucid moments where we have absolute clarity, where we can think at the higher level and figure out what is really important. What do we really want to achieve in our lives? Now let me tell you about this beard here, because this is what this relates to. So I went to China, right? And right before I went to China, I got pretty close to my goal for the year, which is to basically on my scale to get under 7% body fat. But when I went to China, I really didn't have the capability to work out, to lift weights, to do my running, to do the diet program that I've been working on. And I decided to stop doing my 1 meal a day. I mean, you don't go to China very often. I wanted to eat the food there. So you can almost think of it as this way. If you've seen one of those space movies where they go out through the airlock, right? And they're floating around, and they got this tether that's bringing them back to the ship so they can come back. I wanted a tether, right? Because here I am, I'm floating off in space. I'm going into no self-control land, right? Not lifting weights, not running, not eating a special diet, right? If I don't have a tether to bring me back, I could float out there forever. I could become this fat ass balloon just floating around. And so what I decided to do was that my tether would be this beard, would be that I wouldn't shave, essentially. And so my plan was, and my plan is, that until I reach back to where I was before I left China, until I get back to where I was, until I re-achieve that goal, I'm not shaving. And every morning when I wake up and I look in the mirror, I'm gonna see this. And that's gonna be a constant reminder, a constant re-strengthening of my resolve, a tether, if you will, that will keep me from going too far to the spaceship, that will keep me, guide me back to the spaceship. So put in a system, you know, in place. If you have to get a tattoo, that would be a good reminder for those of you that hate tattoos. If you had a tattoo that reminded you every day of something that you're trying to avoid or add to your life, that would be a good reminder, wouldn't it? Some people used to wear a rubber band, right? You've seen that thing, or they flick it and they're switching the hands. That's a good technique. Maybe it's growing out a beard, or not cutting your hair, or whatever it is. What is it gonna take to make sure that you have control of your life? When you're in that state, when you think those thoughts, right? Because they're fleeting, they disappear. You might not even remember the next day. You need to keep a notebook by your bed so you can keep these ideas, right? The moments that you have that are few, that can totally direct the course of your life, those are important. You gotta figure out some way to capture those things.
Congratulations if you're able to implement what you've learned in this video and keep a daily reminder. You're already ahead of 90% of guys who are just drifting through life. Now, if you want to get to the top 2 or even 1% of all men, watch this video next about a dark secret to success. Had someone told me about this 10 years ago, I can't even imagine where I'd be today. I'm actually really jealous of you. I'll see you over there.